Go.
Ni hao. Clearly, I'm not Chef Tom, but I'm helping him out today, making something that I know he loves, the kids love, and it's something that we can incorporate as a family to do together. And today, I have my daughter helping me out making the most irresistible banana bread. And so, Sydney already took the time to spray 2 loaf pans, because this recipe actually makes 2 loaves of bread. You can keep one for yourself, give one to the kids' teachers or to a neighbor, or give as a holiday gift. And the ingredients are really, really simple. We have 1 1/4 cups of sugar, 2 1/2 cups of flour, 1 stick of butter, vanilla, 2 eggs, some salt, some bananas that Sydney's gonna mash, a little bit of baking soda, and we like to add some walnuts to our banana bread. And if you don't want to add that, that ingredient is completely optional. The other ingredient is buttermilk, but we don't have buttermilk, so I'm going to show you a secret way to make buttermilk. You ready to get going? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of blend the bananas and make them smooth. We have an immersion blender, and as long as your child is safe, they can use one of these, keeping their fingers away from here. But go ahead, Sydney, see if you can mash these bananas up. Remember that button right there. Yeah, and just push down. Keep pushing it. The last thing you want to do is mix the 1 1/4 cups of sugar with the 1 stick of butter. And Sydney, you can go ahead and use that immersion blender again. Sorry if I got banana on you. And just go ahead. Yeah. And you can definitely use a regular blender for this, but this is just easier for the kids to use, I think. Ooh. Add 2 eggs, and one of the good rules of thumb is to crack them into a bowl first, just in case some of the shell gets in there. You can pick them out before you add them to your bread. Okay, Sydney, if you could add this to the bowl. Yep, 2 hands, and go ahead and blend it. Add the bananas, those 2 really ripe bananas, to the mixture, and go ahead and mix that, Sydney. Fantastic, good job. We're also going to add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. And the next thing we're going to add, stop for a second, Sydney, is the buttermilk. Now I said I didn't have the buttermilk on hand, and here's one of the great things you can do as a substitute is mix some milk with a little bit of either vinegar or lemon juice and let it sit for just a couple of minutes, and that'll be your home remedy for buttermilk if you don't have it on hand. So let it sit just for a couple of minutes, and we're going to go ahead and add that. So our homemade buttermilk is been kind of coagulating for a few minutes. We're going to add it to the mixture. Can you go ahead and beat that, Sid? Okay, that's pretty good. And in here we put the teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of salt, add it to the 2 1/2 cups of flour. We're going to go ahead and add that in right now. Like that. It's best to keep it down, so let me show you. Keep it down like this until it kind of gets combined. Break down the sides. Yeah, perfect. like to add some different ingredients. Like I said, nuts, dried fruit, like dried cranberries, dried blueberries. So today we have some walnuts on hand. So we're gonna just go ahead and pour, it's probably about 2/3 of a cup of walnuts in there. Get my helper to stir for me. And we have our prepared loaf pans. We just sprayed on the bottom. I think that's pretty good.
Go.
And so we have our prepared loaf pans. Again, you kind of want to split the banana bread into equal parts. So when you've evenly distributed the banana bread batter into your loaf pans, just go ahead and give it a little shake before you stick it in your pre-heated 350-degree oven. It's best if you put it on the bottom rack because actually these will get bigger than you realize. And so let's go ahead and stick them in the oven.
All right.
Depending on your loaf pan size, some range 8 to 9, 10 inches. Your cooking time will vary. At a minimum, I would check at about 50 minutes, and you know, the old standard when you stick a toothpick in and it's dry, then it's done. I have 9-inch loaf pans, so it'll probably take about an hour, hour and a quarter. So I will check back in a little bit. So the bread took about, I would say, actually about an hour to cook. I let it rest for about 15-20 minutes before I took it out of the loaf pan and slice it up and enjoy. I hope you like it.